Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video. And as we've got a new set, that means we get to do an updated blue-white artifacts deck. This basically gets a slightly new version or new cards you can put into every single set. And I think the last one in Age of Eternities was one of the most powerful. We've actually red in there as well with Pinnacle Emissary, but we've got some new cards to play with. So it is the same shell of Synthesizer, Repurposing Beta, sack artifacts to get Synthesizer or Perilous Snare, Clay Fire Bricks and Spring Loaded Saw Blades. We do have two United Battlefronts. Usually play more, but I wanted to see what the new cards were like. And then Voyage Home to draw cards and gain life. So speaking of new cards, we have one copy of Phenomena, don't know why I pronounced that badly, Recorder. 1 mana artifact, enters with 3 film counters on it. You can pay 2 and tap it, remove a film counter, copy target activated or triggered ability we control. We may choose new targets for the copy. You can take this out quite easily, but it's quite fun copying up triggers. And then 3 copies of Fizik, Etherium Mechanic. We saw this in my mono blue artifact Brawl deck that came out on Friday. Pay 3 mana, 2/3 Vigilance. We can tap it and put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact, creature or vehicle we control, or vehicle we control. And we can pay 2 to remove 2 +1/+1 counters from among artifacts we control to draw a card. So because it has Vigilance, obviously it can attack and then hold up that tap ability to put counters on itself and every other artifact creature we control, or we can do it at the end of our opponent's turn if we don't need to attack. And then finally, the other new card is 4 copies of Angler Shield. It is 4 mana, so a bit more expensive than most things in our deck, but it's an equipment, and when it enters, we attach it to the target creature we control. That's always useful with equipment. And a quick creature gets +2/+2 and has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, we draw a card for each modified creature we control. Obviously, equipment counts as modifying a creature, and so does putting a counter on it with Fizik. So a bit of synergy there. It is also a bit of win more. If we can get in with one of our constructs from Synthesizer, chances are we're going to win anyway. But is a top end of our curve, and even putting a +2/+2 counter on Fizik and attacking him with a couple of things. Tapping Fizik means obviously we get to draw extra cards. Mana base, as you would expect, we do have 2 copies of Uthros Titanic Core, because obviously the constructs are really good at stationing it, and it can produce a huge amount of mana. And then 2 Meticulous Archive and 2 Wrecker's Anchorage. We only have 1/1 so it's not the end of the world if we have a tap land on turn 1, but we do have 6 tap lands, so we don't really want. We want tap lands out of the way on turn 1 or 2. So this is a slightly worse version of the deck, but using a few interesting cards. I do think there is another deck you could build around Fizik and Angler Shield and modifications, and so maybe we'll have a look at that, less around artifacts. And there is a Affinity deck you can do as well with some new cards, especially Giant's Helm, a 1 mana equipment gives, I think, +4/+4, but when you cast a creature with 5 or more casting costs, you can attach it for free. So pretty good there. And then obviously all the Memory Guardian and Surveillance one from Final Fantasy Affinity. So we'll look at that soon. But in the meantime, this is the updated deck. Hope you all enjoy. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe. I'd like to give a shout out to my patrons. They are Arcadius, Mihal, Thomas and Adrian. Thank you much for your support. Thank you everyone else for your support. And I'll see you all in the gameplay. Oh, we go first. And we can surveil turn 1. We don't need to get the Recorder down straight away. Turn 2 Mendicant. Let's take out their Bartolome. And we'll swing in. I'd like to carry on here, land drops. There's a land. Well, let us braided net. And we will record up. And next turn we can voyage home. Might as well tap something down. Do like a corrupted conviction or reliquary. There's the zealot. Well, I think we do voyage home. We'll tap down the zealot. There's a veto. Well, we will repurpose in bait. And we will get a spring-loaded saw blades. Take out their zealot. And we can tap down veto. But we really need to hit our synthesizer. Well, that's a problem. We will get a synthesizer so we can start getting some blockers down. Don't need another land. Let us Fizik. And we'll clay fire bricks. Should have done that. And then we can repurpose the clay fire bricks into a perilous snare. No. Do you have something else? We are going to take 4. Well, let us sack you for a perilous snare. Yeah. And then we will Angler Shield, we'll whack it on Fizik. Do their removal. They do not, but we get a draw card. We have decent blockers. So we can get more perilous snares with our clay fire bricks. Well, sacking it to the repurposing bay. And does have haste. Yes, you can demolition field one of our lands to get back 2 creatures that can't block. You gonna sack some more stuff? So that was good and all, but you actually need to draw things. I think you're dead. Yeah, that was a whole lot of pointless. We go first. Well, I like the hand. We can repurpose in bay the bricks into a synthesizer. And perilous snare for removal. And that and Fizik to trigger the synthesizer. Fancy. Let's see if our opponent is here. If they want to play a game. Would you like to play a game? But it doesn't look like they are. Fun, fun, fun. Oh, God. Oh, come on, opponent. There. Ridiculous. Braid net's always good. Right, looks like we're up against, well, white for now. White, blue. I like that art from Ether Drift. There's no new basic land art in Oh, they're also a artifact deck. There's no new basic land art in through the Omenpath, I don't think. Well, it looks like I'm perilous snaring their synthesizer. Obviously, if they have a perilous snare of their own, we are a bit screwed. They have the Battlefront. We're not playing that at the moment in this deck. Well, let us do what we're here to do. Synthesizer. Node. Okay, yes, they're both of them. They can repurpose the Iron Crag into yeah. And then I get another one. So this is now a race. Let's get down the shield. Let's swing in. They don't block. We get a draw. I think we get down Mendicant. Right, how screwed are we? It's going to look like very. We'll take that. That is a creature, right? Yeah. So let's Braided Net. Get rid of you. And I believe that's lethal. And we'll draw 3 cards as well, just in case. We go first. Okay, hand. Meticulous Archive. Undecided between the bricks and the recorder. Ooh, Esper. Would like less lands. They seem confused. Well, let's just kill their otter. We could copy it, but there's no real point. Well, we can assimilation Aegis the Cosmogrand. And the Pixie. But we really need to find some bigger things. A repurposing bay would be great. Do they have another Cosmogrand? More picture braided net. They don't have another Cosmogrand. Smart. We are not doing great. I might have to just craft a braided net and then draw. Should have done that earlier because you can only craft as a sorcery. We'll tap something down. We'll go planes and then we will craft. And next turn we can draw a fair few cards. That's if we're still alive. Which we're not going to be. Well, our opponent goes first, but we've got a good hand. And get a third land with clay bricks. Clay fire bricks, that is. Oh, fear of missing out. What do they put in the graveyard? Winter Night Stories. Well, next turn we can synthesize up. Turn after that we can synthesize up. Profs. Oh, Voyage Home is a good way to gain life as well. We'll keep both of those. And we will synthesize up. What do they discard? Oh, it looks like this is more just the, you know, Mako discard as opposed to graveyard stuff. But you never know. Tersa and a fear of missing out. We're going to have to Perilous Snare. Yeah. At least we do get a blocker. Unfortunately, their Scholar can fly. But we are getting another Perilous Snare. There's Cura. We're down to 3. But we Perilous Snare their Scholar. And hold back. And next turn, I think we Voyage Home and I hope we hit another land. What do they have? Well, we obviously double block. So they were graveyard stuff. There's the untapped land. And our opponent scoops. Yeah, we're about to have a lot of artifacts.